Hey, what's up, y'all? Thank you for checking me out. Really appreciate it as always. Right now, I'm in my usual park. I'm next to my favorite tree. It's been so good to me all this time since I've been making these videos, and I like to say thank you to it. Today, it's really beautiful. It's a sunny day. The cold season is finally closing the doors, it seems. And yeah, I'm in the midst of, some major changes in life, and, the season's changing, and, everything is changing, and it's all beautiful. I just want to, stay in tune with it and just enjoy it as it comes. In my previous video, at the end of it, I mentioned that this particular video would be a taboo topic. Well, I've decided not to do that video now. I'm going to do it in a couple weeks from now. It's going to be real interesting, so stay tuned for that. This particular video, if you haven't seen the title of it already, this video is about astrology, and I'm going to share my story about how astrology influenced me in my life and how I discovered it and what it means to me, and also where my knowledge and growth will go in respects to astrology. Well, my journey with astrology began last summer. Around last summer, I began my YouTube channel. I started my YouTube channel last summer, and the person that recommended that I start the YouTube channel was a girlfriend, because I would always talk about these things with her, plus many other things that I don't talk about on the channel. We would talk about these things all the time, and I would kind of discuss it, and a lot of it she would just be listening. She would talk about it a little bit sometimes when she had the knowledge, or she felt like talking about it, but it was something that was heavy on my mind a lot, and she recommended that I do this, and she was really encouraging to me, and I appreciate that. Well, around this time, I made the video. My topics revolve around nature, so YouTube began recommending me other vloggers, other vloggers that have nature themes, and I ran across one particular guy who just really stood out to me among the rest, and his information was very in line with my thinking, and I even learned quite a few new things from him, and it was very interesting, and I began just kind of I was very fascinated with him, and I began just like listening to a lot of his stuff. And one thing I noticed that he would passively mention in a lot of his videos was astrology. He would kind of stress like the importance of astrology and why you should get to know about this information. And for me in my life, I never took astrology seriously. I thought it was just like entertainment and maybe just speculation. So I never took it seriously. I never looked into it to see if it made sense. But like at that point in my life and this point in my life right now, I'm looking deeper into everything. I'm turning over every rock, and I'm looking for information, and nothing is ridiculous to me anymore. I'm taking everything in life seriously. Every little detail, everything that I see, I am giving it meaning, because to me, every little thing has meaning. Every little detail that you see, even the background stuff you see behind me, it's all symbolism. That's how I feel about it. Well, around this time, it was September last year. It was almost October, ending of September last year, and at this time, I decided to look into like my astrological energy, my birth charts, and where my planets are, and things of this nature. I began to look into astrology, and one of the first things that I found out about myself was that I was on the cusp of like a major life change. According to it, my Jupiter, which is the planet of expansion, was moving into Scorpio, which is the house of the unknown. And according to them, I would have like a big major life change where I would be really voraciously seeking knowledge. I would be really trying to find things out, and I have like a big deep curiosity, which that is the case. And they also mentioned that the things in my life that were not or are not moving me forward, they would be removed from my life. And I didn't really know what that meant at the time. Something else that I also began to look into at this time that was related to astrology was tarot card readings. I began to look into tarot card readings, and I really didn't believe in this. I thought it was even more ridiculous. But I looked into it to check it for accuracy. And of course, I checked my astrological sign, and I looked at tarot card readings on my particular sign. And like I looked through like a bunch of different tarot card readers, and I found like three of my top 3 or 4, the ones that I found to be pretty accurate, and also I could understand them. I could relate and understand what they were saying. And what I found was that they said the following month, which was October last year, it would bring some big changes in my life, and they would also reference my Jupiter moving into Scorpio, and they would reference that as well to, I guess, to back up what they're saying in their reading about my sign. And I didn't really know what they meant by it. I saw like what they were saying, but they were general readings, so I couldn't just take them as specific situations relating to me. Also began to look into the tarot card readings for my girlfriend, for her sign. And what I found was that these top 4 readers that I began watching, like 3 out of 4 of them were saying that in the following month, she is going to have like a tower situation where the foundation of everything for her is going to come tumbling down, and she's going to have like a big breakup, a big disappointment in her life. And at this point, I was like, does this mean she's going to break up with me? And I was like, nah, this is fake. This is bullshit. And at around this time, it's almost October, we had a phone call. We did a phone call. We talked to each other about, it was like a pretty deep, important conversation. Went on for like an hour. We talked about planning a life together for the future, and doing what it would take in order to keep us together and make the relationship grow stronger. And of course, we weren't seeing eye to eye on a couple of things. And the conversation ended with me telling her like my findings and learning about watching the tarot card readings. And I mentioned to her that according to these tarot card readings that I saw about her, I mentioned it says that you're definitely going to leave me next month. It says you're definitely going to leave me next month. And she assured me that this wasn't true. She said, stop watching this stuff. It's not real, and everything's okay. Well, like 2 days later, I received like some real upset or angry messages from her. Apparently she had found some information about me, about us, that was significant enough or important enough for her to end the relationship and close down communication. And even though I wasn't, it didn't look that great on my behalf of what the situation and what I had done. There was no ill intent behind what I did, and I felt that it didn't warrant a breakup. I felt that it could be talked about and it could be fixed easily, but she didn't see it that way, and everything kind of crumbled from there. And I became really sad, and I was like really in my head a lot, and I just kind of I didn't really know what to do. I was kind of lost. So that's kind of where I've been for like the past 3 or 4 months. Been heavily thinking about that, and it really made me just focus on what I have. I focus on nature, and just to keep myself sane and keep everything going well in my mind and my psyche. Also around this time, I began to realize that things weren't gonna be fixed. So I began to plan for the future and make plans and decide to move on to other things that I want to do in my life. I have lots of ambitions, and I decided that I would take a spiritual trip that I had been talking to her about taking, a spiritual trip where I go and be alone and just kind of really just reflect on everything and just figure life out and see like the direction that I need to go in my life and in the future, and how to just live in sync with the universe and just get the most out of this existence. I had been planning that like alone for the longest. I had been heavily talking about that prior to the split, and the astrological movements of the planets and the information that they told me about it matched. It was true. They predicted that I would have like an intense craving for knowledge, which that's been the case lately, starting around that time. They also mentioned that everything in my life that wasn't moving me forward would be removed from my life, and I guess that relationship was not moving me forward, or maybe it wasn't moving her forward either. But either way, that was removed from my life, and looking back on it, it made perfect sense. It wasn't happening the way that it didn't have the potential that I would like for it to have had. And now I'm about to take that spiritual trip very soon, and they predicted that would happen this year, 2018. So like a lot of the predictions were very real, and I even like continued following like tarot card readings, and those, once I found like good tarot card readers, their information was pretty accurate as well, like scary accurate. And like, since I found it, I kind of like don't want to watch it too much, because I don't want to live my life that way. I like for it to be spontaneous and be in the moment, and I like the mysteries a little bit, and I don't want to know too much, because I think it kind of spoils the show. It's kind of like someone telling you the movie, telling you what's going to happen. But I think it can be a guide to help me like with the bigger picture of my life and like the direction of like where I'm going, and I think it can really be beneficial, but I don't want it to become a crutch. But I'm very interested in that, and I say all of this. I tell this whole story. So I say all of that to say this. I just uncovered like a mystery. It was a mystery to me. I never knew that this had any reality to it. Now I know, and now I'm looking into everything more deeper. And in the future, for my videos, I want to explore this topic a lot more. Not necessarily just explaining astrology, but I want to make videos in topics that are related to astrology. Perhaps how the ancients figured out that astrology was relevant, things of this nature. I've already made one video about heavenly bodies. I talked about sunspots and how sunspots affect the behavior of people and animals on Earth. So if you get a chance, check that out. And I plan to go more in depth about it. And I just wanted to, share this story with you, about my life. And hopefully it wasn't too depressing for you. I mean, to me, it's not depressing. To me, it's just one of those things that happens in life. Is the old being cleaned away for something new and bigger to move in, because I really think some big things are on the horizon for me, and I'm really ready to tackle these and go head on with them with a smile and with passion, enthusiasm, and I just really look forward to it. So thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, comment. If you have any stories you'd like to share about your life in relation to astrology, how it affected your life, how it changed your life, I'd really love to hear your story. So, please drop it down in the comment section below. And, I love you. Love yourself. Love the universe. Love everything. Just love, love, love. I'm gone. I'll see you next time.